What's going on, everybody? It's Dot Bets. We are back at it. It is. We've been off a couple weeks, and we are back at it for the final major of the year, the Open Championship. As always, with my main man, Teaser Nation. How we doing, buddy?
Good. Yeah, excited for this one. I know last week was another tough one.
Man,
Just that's what it is this year. I guess Tom Kim was pretty simple. I guess everyone on freaking Twitter had him, so it seemed like we missed that one. I guess 80-1 ended up being a good number, but I mean, outside outrights, we've been good this year. I had top Scottish, Bob McIntyre, cash. English over Knapp was a cash. Both missed the cut, but English was just a little better at missing the cut, so that cashed Friday night. Couple round scores were hit, but yeah, overall, it's just the outrights, man. We can't get that big one right now. We've come close. I know you had Fitz last week, right? So obviously in the mix there and didn't really do much. I mean, Kim really ran away with it, but Fitz could have done a little bit more to try to push.
Fitz was awful Sunday. Awful. I mean, I was watching front nine, and I'm like, he's not going to get
pretty
it.
Bad, yeah.
And then I'm waiting for Tom Kim to just, shit down his leg like he can, and nothing. So yeah, we're still hunting for our next outright. We feel pretty good about this week, though. Got a little taste of it last week at the Scottish Open. Links golf, so traditional. Love it. It's always tough to watch this tournament, though. Obviously, with the time change, but you just you wake up and you cash your bets. That's the nice part. You throw one in at midnight, and then you wake up at 5 or 6, and you're like, hey, how'd they do?
Yeah.
You don't have to sweat it. So we got Trent here. What's up, buddy? Missed you guys. Yeah, we got a little hiatus with the last 2 weeks, but still throwing plays out and everything like that. But we're definitely back in full action here for the last major of the season with the Open. As always, if you guys have not tuned in before, we will go over outrights, matchups, DFS talk, and answer any questions you guys might have. The NFL is less than 60 days away. We are ready to roll at the Sharp Bros. Make sure you guys hit that link below and sign up. We are absolutely ready. I'm ecstatic for NFL season, like I always am. Just itching for it by the end of July. But hope everybody else out there is pumped for it as well. All right, well, let's get right into it. We got the best odds I've ever seen on Scotty Scheffler in a while at plus 680. Absolutely worth a shot this week. Plus 680. What are you doing here off of his first missed cut in like 78 tournaments or something like that? Absolutely insane.
Yeah.
So where do we go with Scotty?
Yeah, I tried last night to get a little home run derby parlay with him. I unfortunately lost. I had Caminero, so that didn't.
Walker, man, he looked. Ooh,
I know.
Go Cards, baby.
Yeah, he really got. I mean, that was crazy, that ending. So, just try to parlay. I think you can get Scheffler close to like 30-35-1 if you can kind of get something else with it. But honestly, I think FanDuel might be a little better. I thought I saw like a 7 or even. I don't think there was an 8 out there, but yeah,
I saw like Profit X having like 800 or something like that, plus 800. I mean, it was crazy. So yeah, so he's definitely creeping back up to where you can definitely take him. So
yeah, I think so. I think it's on the border. I think it's getting closer. I think 8-1 or more would still be good. Honestly, the miscut doesn't really bother me last week.
Yeah.
I know we kind of want to see this year's been the big recent form and stuff. So like obviously he still has the recent form because he's been good all year. So there's going to be that 1 week. It might not be this week where everyone is just writing him off and he's going to finally win. So maybe it's this week, a major. I think obviously. So yeah, I mean he's going to defend his title this year. So obviously it's a different course, but.
Yeah, last week on the DFS land, he was 5% or less than 5% owned because his price tag was just outrageous at $15,000. So like you couldn't put a lineup in with him that was worth it. And so all the sharp DFS guys out there, they were fading him. So that was fading him on a miscut, pretty legit. But usually on those times you see Scotty sub 5%, you hammer that. But you would have got burned on that one. So yeah, I think Scotty's in play this week for sure. Especially at that number, you're almost getting 7-1, 8-1, and if you want to pair it with something else too, pair with that with maybe a matchup or a top 20 or a top 10 of some sort. But yeah, I think that's something you could do. So Scotty for sure, and go down the board. What do you think on Rory? Lit it up on Sunday. What do you think about him this week? I watched him before the fog set in on Saturday, and he looked like he didn't even want to be there. So, and then he come firing back with like a 65 or whatever on Sunday. What do you think about Rory?
So, I mean, before we get into him and I guess others, just a small intro to like what we're looking for I guess the viewers is like just approach this week again and accuracy. Obviously, everyone knows it's pretty much your traditional links course, so you kind of know what you're getting with links, but it's just going to be heavy on the accuracy. And then like there was a couple Instagram stuff where the fairways are firm, like you could bounce a golf ball and it was coming back up like a basketball. So that's going to be crazy to see. But yeah, going into Rory now with all that being said, is I guess I don't think you can really overpower a course like this. I know you kind of try, like last week I think you can a little bit. This week more so, I think there's not really an advantage at all, because they were saying in their press conferences a 6-iron can go like 250 if you're downwind. So it's like you don't really need to take driver here unless you are into the wind, but it's really all going to depend on the wind. But I just don't want to take Roy at that number, especially, we've seen the past month he can't put like 4 rounds together. Like you just said on Saturday, he looked like he didn't want to be there. He couldn't hit a golf ball. And then Sunday he goes 6-7 under. So it's with him, like at that price, I'm not going to take a guy who hasn't been really playing consistently. He's been missing signature events. He doesn't really seem like he's firing to win a golf tournament right now. So
right. Always got to ask about those two. Those two are always the kickers there, and haven't really. The Masters, but otherwise, Scotty really. It's been a great fade of him this year from us. Last year we obviously looked like baboons doing that, but so anybody else that you're looking at the top of the board you want to talk about that you maybe want to start your card with?
Honestly, man, not really. Like,
really,
I just don't know. Like Fitzpatrick probably would be like the name that is the most popular, and you'll probably see the most this week. He's won 3 times this year, and I still not going to take it at 17-1. It's just like it's still a super tough price when you take a guy like that under 20. Fleetwood's another intriguing guy. Like I know he started at 21 this week, but like I kind of hesitated on it, and now he's down to like 19, 17. I looked through his numbers, and like there is something about him this week, but there's also something where it's like he hasn't been really crisp, and I've kind of been following it the past month, and it's just I don't know. It's at that number. It's still tough. The one guy where it's like on FanDuel, it's 33-1 right now, right? And I had to talk about him, and he's been playing pretty bad, I would say, the past month. Maybe still took a couple of weeks off, and that's Cam Young at 33-1. Like they're just baiting me to take that number. FanDuel.
Is he healthy? That's
what he's been problem.
Messing with his wrist.
Try to find out some more information on that from kind of a guy I know that knows a few of his team members there. But 47th, 43rd, 46th his last 3. And that's all, I think, 2 signature events, which is pretty much almost last place, and then US Open. So hasn't been great. Obviously would check back in. If the risk kind of feels a little better, I probably would take 33-1 just because I don't know if it's there. We've seen how good he is this year when he's healthy. 100%. So that's kind of a no-brainer there.
Right.
But I think got to if it's healthy.
Yeah, and a little bit back to, I'd probably go accuracy over distance this week, because obviously distance kind of gets canceled out with how firm the conditions are. So
for sure,
Fitzy, he's long off the tee, and he just makes a ton of sense. I was on him last week. It makes a ton of sense to go back to him. So I'm fine there. You get a worse number at 17 instead of 21, like I got last week. Fleetwood, if you're playing DFS, I think he's a no-brainer play for a cash game. And then Coverboy, Rahm, prototypical perfect storm, I feel like, has just formulated for us here. I think he's pretty low owned because of, he's coming in right around 17% for a guy who should be like mid-20s. Coming off that cut, he's
horrible.
Looked that, I mean, it was like he just like forgot how to play. But that first round, he shoots a 68. I'm like, okay, here's the Jon Rahm, and then he shoots a 78. So comes with definitely some caution. But I think one of the best numbers you're going to see on Jon Rahm is 20-1. Do like the perfect storm scenario that is forming around Rahm. Nobody wants to take him. You're in a nutshell. You're gambling there on that one. But I really like. He's coming off a cut at the U.S. Open, but finished second at the PGA Championship, and does like the link style golf course. Maybe clubs down, doesn't have to hit the driver as much, putts lights out, gets it done. So Rahm, and then you were on Xander last week. I know you absolutely cannot stand him this week. I texted you and I said, watch him win this week, 100%. This is how it goes. But you're a full fade, right?
I mean, yeah, like usually we like want to go back on a guy. From what I saw last week, I'm still like a Xander fan, but he's just not playing well right now. It was bad. Like I had the round score on Friday. It was generally tracked that round. It was one of the worst rounds I've tracked in like a year or two. It was bad. Like the guy was missing fairways, missing greens, missing 5-footers. Like the game is just, and that's, I mean, yeah, but that means you probably will win this week. I mean, I guess sometimes you can't go week to week, but judging from like what I saw, I don't think he's kind of ready to go for it. So I think at 24, they're kind of baiting you there. And I think it's the same with Goddard up at 29. I don't think you can really take him at that number as well in a kind of a major field like this. But I think the one guy for me, like I think I'm going to start with, not even like a favorite, probably the mid tier, is 41-1 on Justin Rose. There's something that's intriguing me with him this week. Obviously from England. I mean, it's been decent the past month or two. 10th at PGA Championship, Memorial 12th, 11th at US Open, Augusta. He was there. So like really with Justin Rose, he's kind of going to be there in a major. 16th last year, second. 2017 here, he was 50th, but I'm not going to really. That was almost a decade ago at this point, so that doesn't really kind of factor in. But yeah, I think 4 top 20s in the last like 8 times at the Open. So I think if the weather gets a little more hectic, I think he could be a guy that is up there on Sunday. So.
And speaking of the weather, it's really not supposed to be bad.
Yeah, I know.
So I mean, it's going to be quiet in the morning and then pick it up in the afternoon, basically all 4 days. Saturday midday, more or a little bit quicker than the other 3. So it's actually fairly quiet this year. So you could see a little bit lower scores, but Rose, full narrative on Justin Rose here, full circle moment for him. That's the famous got tied for 4th, chipped in on 17 or something like that, as when he was 17 here. So he's talked about it. He gets up for big venues, big tournaments. Justin Rose makes tons and tons of sense. I'm okay with that number 2 at 41-1. I might tell with you on that. Before him, I mean, Ludwig, Morikawa, Hovland don't really excite me this week. Hovland's been playing a lot better. Bobby Mack, I think everybody is on him this week. So it's like I can't get on him at 36-1.
Him and Hatton again.
And Hatton is 38-1. Wyndham at 39-1. So those 3 are all playing very, very good golf. Wyndham's probably playing best golf, out of anybody the last 2 months. Playing DFS, playing cash games. Those are probably your safer picks there. But
I know for a fact Hatton's going to be there, man. Last week I was on him. Tom made tons of birdies. Just started the tournament.
Started terrible.
Started with a triple bogey. Made a dumb mistake on the first hole. So
I think we texted each other like, "What the hell is he doing?"
I know. I woke up at 7 a.m. and I wake up to that. I was pissed. But, Yeah, he made too many errors last week, but like he made a bunch of birdies. So I think if he kind of minimizes the errors, I'm sure he'll be right there for like a classic top 5 he puts up at a major. So
right. Yeah. So Justin Rose makes sense. I kind of like as a not a sleeper pick, but guy that really hasn't done much this year. Big name. Justin Thomas. I think he's going to be in the mix. I don't know if I can take his outright, but I think obviously to make a cut parlay, throw him in there as a leg, maybe a top 20 or so. I think he's playing pretty solid golf. His short game, he's creative enough to get there, and I don't think you have to be super long. Thomas isn't the longest off the tee, but he's very creative around the greens. I think he could keep in contention, not necessarily win. But
yeah.
Got a question here from Trent. Any thoughts on Burns? His majors this year, some I don't think can be overlooked. He has gotten up for majors 45-1. I don't hate it. I absolutely don't hate it. What do you think about Burns, Teaser?
I've been a known Burns hater, but can't hate on the well, yeah, he was good at the US Open. What did he do? Was he there at the PGA? I mean, yeah, I think he was, but I don't know with the let me see what he's kind of done at
he's coming in like 10% on DK, 7,800.
Second to the Open, 26 at PGA. I feel like 7th at Masters actually. So pretty good year. What's he done at the Open? 45th, 31st, cut, 42nd, 76th. Yeah, that might keep me off him. I think like you just have to keep it simple for me with links golf. It's like there's guys that just can't play links, and there's guys that can play links. That's how I keep it. Like we know Bryson's gonna suck. Like he just can't play links golf.
Yeah,
I think Connor Burns falls under that category. The way he plays, like great U.S. Open player. I mean, just the way the course fits him. Links not so much in my opinion. I personally would probably stay off. And I know like the major, like recent history has been there this year, but I think links is a different type of beast. So
yeah, I'm probably off of Burns. So, but I might play him maybe in a 2-ball or 3-ball, whatever it is, but just not a guy I'm really targeting this week with the link style.
But yeah, but I'll take Russell Henley at 54-1, which is still a donation anyway. So, but he's just a little better. Obviously, going to be a little better at links golf. But last, obviously, different courses, but 10th and 5th last 2 times in this major. Obviously, win the last month, maybe month and a half at Colonial. He's been kind of frustrating, like up and down, I would say, this year. So it's kind of been hard to like cap him, I would say. A lot of people weren't on him at Colonial because he wasn't really playing that well. And then after that, he went 22nd, 65th at U.S. Open, then 12th at Travelers. So it's really been the around the greens. He's losing strokes around the green the last 4 tournaments, which is even at Charles Schwab, he lost around the green. So that's a little alarming for links golf because obviously that's pretty important around here. But yeah, I mean, I think it's tough. It's 54-1 is a great number. I just don't think that you can pass up on that number, to be honest.
Yeah.
Next,
I mean, we're going down the list here. I think Minwoo at 57-1's still there. He's just a guy that loves playing when it's very important. Different link style. He plays well on the links. So last week I thought he could have got there on Sunday. Tom Kim played out his ass there on Sunday. So Minwoo's in it there. If it was more windy, I would take Lowry, but I don't think it's going to be windy enough for Lowry to matter. I was on this guy last week. I'm back on him this week. Patrick Reed played solid. Wasn't great. I think his iron play wasn't as sharp as it could be, but his around the green putting, he actually switched to a different putter, which actually worked out for him. So do like Patrick Reed this week. The guy that I went with my one and done because I was like, you know what, I just wanted to go like contrarian. I went Alex Fitzpatrick last week and just absolutely was terrible. But I still think he's playing good enough golf to compete there this week. So don't forget about him. Anybody else? I was on Hodegaard last week, 88-1. Probably not somebody I'm going to go back to. Anybody long shot that you're sniffing out this week?
Yeah, we know there's going to be some randoms. That's always how the links open goes. There'll be a random first round leader, probably a guy that'll be up there on Sunday. But I don't know. I think it's tough because it's a lot of just I don't know. Are you seeing it? I mean, maybe Batia a little bit.
Yep.
120-1. That's kind of an interesting number, but I think maybe. I mean, Brian Harmon's honestly a little bit intriguing. Yeah.
I like Jackson Suber.
Yeah, he's been playing well.
Very well. I think he's like 250-1.
Yeah,
but I think he's a guy, definitely a guy who can be up there. He's been playing solid golf.
Yeah, I'd like that too. I think I don't know, like Kiefer stuck out last week. I don't know about this week, but just another name for like a placement or something coming off a great week. Yeah, Suber's there. Just trying to think of just some like random dudes, man. It's going to be like Bern Wiesberger was there for a little bit last week.
Right.
Maybe like Daniel Brown. He played well last year in the Open. So, yeah, just maybe sprinkle a couple guys like first round leader or something
Remember everybody was on Cam Smith last
yeah.
Go back to him. A little sprinkle. We got Thor played well last week. Man, Thor he's one of my favorite golfers, but man, he just can't put it together.
I don't know like where to take him at this point. Like he just shows up randomly. Like I wouldn't have expected him to play
I was very stunned that he played well last week. Yep. So
and it really was out of kind of nowhere. Like you would expect him to play well, he doesn't. You don't expect him to play well, plays well. So I generally don't know about him this week. Like he's just got an invitation last week, right? So maybe he just is going off vibes and he's rolling with it. So maybe he does put two weeks together. You can kind of go that angle.
Yeah, had a bad Sunday though.
Yeah, it's just like you're never going to take the guy to win at this point. Like at this point you got to see him do it because he can't put 4 rounds together. So
I mean, I think 2 vets down here that could make some noise: Hideki and Adam Scott. You don't sleep on them. I know they're boring names to kind of glance over, but I don't remember the last time I saw Hideki at 96-1 at all.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen he's got one of the best short games in the world. So 96-1 on Hideki. I think Scott was okay last week. If I can't remember off the top of my head, but
he's interesting.
Yeah. So and he's 100-1. Guy who's probably played links courses for a while. So those 2 veteran names that intrigued me there towards the end. So anybody else we're missing on outrights you want to talk about?
I think we covered most of it. Another intriguing guy, like missed the cut by 1 last week, is Penge. I know he's coming off the injury. Had a good.
He screwed my make the cut parlay.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, are we gonna make a collab?
Yeah, I'm down if you want to do that tonight.
Make the cut lay. Should we post it for the people?
I would definitely do that. I think we're going to hit one. But, yeah, I think he's an intriguing play. Like, obviously, a longer hitter. He had a good DP World Tour appearance 2 weeks ago, but obviously last week didn't pan out. But, I mean, he's from, once again, England. So, I think I'm sure he's played the course a lot and all that. But, yeah, he's another guy to kind of look out for this week.
All right, well, let's look at some tournament matchups that we like. Harris English was a guy I did not mention. I think.
Didn't really play well last week, but another guy who hits it straight. So, trying to see.
And Hideki is favored over Batia, so that's a good sign on the 96-1 if you want to take Hideki. Damn, why would Rahm being minus 146 on Hovland? That's pretty wild.
It's crazy. Noren, Harmon. These are tough, actually.
And Noren sneaks up a good finish here and there.
Maybe
we just fade Bryson and just do Spieth. Spieth
Yeah,
here.
so there is one on FanDuel, Patrick Reed over Bryson.
Patrick Reed. Oh, that's a no-brainer. What's that?
Yeah, that's
what is that?
-130 maybe.
Really?
Yeah, that might have to be.
I might have to get my kids' college fund out and just double it.
That's a pretty easy one.
I feel like that's pretty. Barring Patrick Reed just laying a fat egg, but man, I can't see that.
Can't see a world where Bryson makes the cut, but I don't know. We'll see.
Didn't talk about Neiman. I don't really know how well he's doing over Live, but Tom Kim over him. Want to ride the hot hand?
Yeah, these are well placed this week. I'm not sure if I'm like really leaning any, but for the sake of it, I don't know. It's
that's pretty. It's pretty fair.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
I wouldn't have probably my favorite would be
maybe McNeely over Kitayama at +105. That's like the one I can find a little bit of value.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I know Kitayama plays links pretty well, but McNeely could be pretty solid as well.
Yeah, he was okay. Yeah, Kitayama was pretty popular last week, and he was okay. Wasn't great, but dang, yeah, I don't know. I don't really have an absolute rock right now. Like Lowry and Cantley, that's a perfect matchup. They might just tie.
Yeah, no, I could see that. Yeah, I know what DraftKings is doing, putting Spieth with Bryson. If it was anyone else, I would also put a lot of money.
Maybe I do Fitzy over Rory. Maybe I just fade the Rory train.
It's a good one.
Keep Fitzy hot at +102.
I like that one.
Yeah, but no, they are very fair on DraftKings this week. So, all right. Anything else we miss? Anything you want to add before we get going?
I think that's
reminder that this is obviously lock time is like 2:00 in the morning. So not obviously tomorrow, but you got all day tomorrow, and then we got, you can't wake up, and you wake up and you miss round one. So, all right, join the Discord. We'll have all of our round plays in there. Outrights will be posted tomorrow evening, and we should be on our way. Let's get another outright. Let's stay hot with the tournament matchups and round by round plays. So appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll see you guys.
Cool. Peace.